Were Iran's 3 missing pilots alive in America's Gulf allies' custody all along, as Tehran now claims after months of uncertainty? 6 months after their Sukhoi 24 jets went down, has Iran finally revealed what happened to the 3 missing airmen? Did 3 Iranian pilots survive after their Sukhoi 24s were down during the war, only to be captured by Qatar? Did Qatar secretly hold the Iranian pilots for 6 months without allowing them contact with family members or Iranian officials? 1 pilot returned to Iran dead, but what happened to the other 3 after the mission over Qatar went disastrously wrong? On August 15th, Iran revealed its claimed fate of 3 military pilots who had been missing since a March combat mission involving 2 Sukhoi 24 aircraft. Tehran said Qatari forces captured the 3 pilots alive after their Sukhoi 24s went down, though Qatar had not immediately publicly confirmed the allegation. The aircraft went down during Iranian attacks on Qatar amid the U.S. Israel war, with the mission reportedly targeting the U.S.-operated Al-Udeid airbase. Iran identified the 3 men as Javad Salehi, Abdolmajid Dashtian and Omran Behraveshian, saying all were taken into custody after the aircraft crashed. The body of a 4th pilot, Majid Kazemi, was returned to Iran after the Qatar operation, with Iranian authorities saying DNA testing had confirmed his death. Iran said 4 pilots were aboard the 2 Sukhoi 24 fighters that went down during the war, leaving 3 men unaccounted for until Tehran's latest claim. Mohammad Bagherzadeh disclosed their alleged fate in a letter addressed to the president of the International Committee of the Red Cross, urging intervention for their release. The letter was later published by the IRGC-affiliated Fars news agency, making it Iran's first public assertion that the 3 pilots survived and were held in Qatar. Bagherzadeh said Qatar has denied the 3 pilots contact with their families, claiming they have not been permitted meetings, interviews or direct communication for 6 months. Iranian officials seeking information about the pilots have also allegedly been denied access. Mohammad Bagherzadeh said, and I quote, 3 Iranian pilots were captured alive by Qatari forces after the Su-24 fighter jets crashed during the March attacks. Unquote. Iranian officials had previously said information about the 3 pilots was incomplete, maintaining that investigations and diplomatic efforts to trace them were still underway. Until now, Tehran had publicly described the fate of the 3 servicemen as unclear, even as it urged Qatari authorities to provide more information. The new disclosure marks Iran's first claim that all 3 survived the crash and entered Qatari custody, a claim for which Doha had issued no immediate public confirmation. An Iranian newspaper says Tehran's missiles could plunge Gulf Arab states into crisis within half a day if war escalates. Kayhan argues that any attack on Iran's energy infrastructure would be answered by strikes that rattle Arab state systems. The paper's warning came just as Trump halted a major attack plan on Iran's energy sites. Notably, reports point out that the newspaper's editor-in-chief is appointed by the supreme leader, underscoring its political weight. Kayhan newspaper reported, and I quote, "The Islamic Republic is capable of using its missiles to plunge these countries into crisis within half a day. Damage to Iran's energy infrastructure would reduce services but not halt them entirely, while Arab states would face the opposite situation. The Islamic Republic could use its influence to shape internal developments in regional countries and help bring new governments to power." Unquote. Iran's IRGC is reportedly weighing preemptive military strikes if negotiations with the United States collapse, according to the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal cited an Iranian diplomat but did not specify which potential targets could be considered for any such strikes. The report said it remained unclear whether any Iranian response would be directed against U.S. assets, Israel, or both. Meanwhile, regional mediators have continued diplomatic efforts to secure a new ceasefire agreement between Washington and Tehran. The Wall Street Journal reported that Qatari mediators presented Iran with a fresh proposal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. According to the report, Iranian diplomats responded positively to the proposal, raising hopes that a broader compromise could be reached. The proposed arrangement would introduce new shipping traffic patterns designed to facilitate maritime transit through the Strait of Hormuz. The Wall Street Journal said Iran continued to insist on retaining control over at least part of both designated shipping lanes.
I was asked to by Saudi Arabia, by UAE, by Qatar, and by Iran. We were all set to go, just about at this time right now, and it would have been a massive attack. We were all set to go. But when the allies ask to call it off, you got to sort of say, well, let's see. And the reason they asked is I think there's a deal. There's a deal on Hormuz, and then there will be a deal on the nuclear, or you might call it the denuclearization of Iran. I call it the denuclearization of Iran. So we're holding it. We'll just say we can do it anytime we want. But we were asked by the three primary groups. We were also asked by Iran, very strongly actually. They said, we'd like to make a deal. Now, I don't know what they say, because a lot of times they'll say that to me, and then they'll go out and say, we don't know what he's talking about. Obviously, they don't want to be attacked. And they knew the extent of the attack because they saw it forming. Well, now what we're doing is we're talking to them in the form of a negotiation. It begins tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see if it's true. I'd love to do that, save a lot of lives, save a lot of unnecessary power, to be honest with you. It'll take many, many years to ever build it back. If it could, I don't think it would be even buildable back. So we had an attack that would be the biggest attack since World War II, and it would have been disastrous for them, and they didn't want us to do it. And frankly, Saudi Arabia didn't want it either. They thought that a deal is imminent. And the deal is imminent, having to do with the Hormuz Strait, and also ultimately the denuclearization of Iran. So when I hear that, I say, well, do we want to go and be this? Now, there's a group of people that would like me to just do it. And there's another group of people that does not want me to do it. No, we'll just see how it is. We're ready to go anytime we want. Would I rather make a deal? I'm not looking to kill people, because people die. A lot of people die, and we don't want that. So they asked us, Iran specifically, but the other three said I asked Saudi Arabia, the king. I said, the crown prince. I said, what would you rather do? Would you rather have us do this or not? They said, we would much prefer a deal as opposed to an attack, because you don't know where these attacks lead. I mean, will they be flooded with people pouring into their country and disaster? A lot of bad things can happen. Yes.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.